Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Blanco Bean here, and we are going to be discussing today's episode of Baddies West, episode 2. So grab your popcorn, get your blankets, get yourself comfortable so we can talk about this. All right, so the episode starts off with the continuation of what happened from last week's episode, where it was between Rolly and Stunna getting into it. So just to recap, Biggie and Stunna were going at it at first. Biggie was, mentioning about like there's always a place and time, referring to, Stunna sneaking Tommy. And so Stunna felt some type of way for Biggie, keeps mentioning that and bringing up the situation. And so they start going back and forth. Stunna threw a bottle at Biggie. I already mentioned that I did not agree with Stunna doing something like that. It's pretty uncool to use glass or anything dangerous to harm someone in that way. But that's just my opinion. And then we get into when it comes to Rolly and Stunna. So, in the midst of Biggie and Stunna going back and forth, Stunna says something in the lines of like, I'm going to put everybody lay down or something like that. If anyone messes with her, she's going to lay you down. That's what she meant by that. And, Rolly felt some type of way. She felt the need to say something about that. And she started talking. She started, talking smack to Stunna about it. And then Stunna and Rolly started going back and forth with one another. And then next thing you know, Stunna throws the drink at Rolly and starts going at it with Rolly. Oh, that was so hilarious. And this is the thing. I personally think that Rolly, like, you inserted yourself in this situation. That's what I honestly believe. Like, Stunna was not targeting that comment towards you. She didn't say, Rolly specifically, I'm going to put you down. No. She said in general, she was just venting. She was saying things out loud because she was really irked about the whole situation. She just got into it with Tommy. Now she's getting into it with Biggie. And she's irked. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, she just says something like that. You don't see any of the other women saying, Stunna, that's not cool. Stunna, like, you don't be saying that about me. And yada, yada, yada. No one said anything to Stunna about this because everyone knew Stunna was just saying things out loud. She wasn't targeting nobody, maybe Biggie, but nobody other than Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So, Rolly, you took it upon yourself to do that, And so, again, I do think, though, is that everyone's going to react differently based on what other people say. Like, obviously, Rolly felt some type of way about it. And so she commented on it. I personally feel like Rolly just inserted herself in this situation. I personally would not find this offensive if Stunna said this around me because I knew Stunna is not talking specifically about me. She's just saying it in a general sense. And so, I don't know. For me, I wouldn't take it personal. What would y'all do? Leave your comments down below. Would you have taken Stunna's comment personally? Would you been a Rolly and started, going off of Stunna? Or would you just been minding your own business and just, trying to de-escalate the situation or do your own thing on the side? But there's that. There was a comment during that video where, Lo mentioned about Natalie, that Natalie should be, managing the situation, de-escalating and whatnot, in which I was like thinking to myself, Lo, let's be honest, Natalie, when she sees things like this going on, all she sees is dollar signs. Like, let's be quite honest, she doesn't care about the peace. She doesn't care about everyone. We all need to hold hands and sing Kumbaya with one another. Like, she doesn't care about those things because this brings ratings at the end of the day. Of course, I'm pretty sure she cares about, there's a certain amount of time they can use in order to, put this on TV and stuff. So, of course, it's going to be like, okay, this is dragging on. Let's break this up already. But when she sees drama or anything getting heated up, she's going to love it. So, at the end of the day, Natalie's going to do Natalie. And so then, let's see here. I got my little handy-dandy notes to see what else has happened during that situation. So, basically, after that whole situation, Stunna goes into another car. They split her up away from the group. And then the group starts talking a little bit about, what just happened. What happened in the car. Kat, Lo started like, you know, sharing their perspective on it. Biggie and Rolly started sharing their perspective on it. Razor as well. And I felt like this whole scene in the van afterwards was just there was no need for it. You know, it just gave me again like BG, like Baddies 1 and Baddies 2, whenever there's a situation that happened, they have to keep talking about it. And I'm just like, all we need is Rolly and Stunna to say their sides in like one of those confessionals, and that's it. We don't need this whole, I need to hear everyone's perspective on what just happened. We saw what just happened. We don't need this narration. Let's move on to the next scene. But of course, I always see this dragging out editing going on, which is just, I'm like, just move on, okay? Just move on from this. So then, let's see. Then all of a sudden, I see that Natalie mentions about, you know, like, about Stunna's situation when it came to like her having beef with this other woman, and how like her and the crew like literally captured her and like put her in a dog cage or something like that and started torturing the woman. I've never heard about this. So let me know if this is true or what the side story is. I'm gonna check it out right after this review, because that's pretty intense. Like, what just happened? Were the courts involved? Was police involved? Like, why is Stunna walking freely after a situation like this? I feel like it might just be rumors, but I have to check it out. I'm not sure about any of that. So then the women make it to the mansion. And let me just say, the mansion is really gorgeous. Once I saw it, I was like, wow, they have a huge lawn. Like, the front lawn is huge. Like, it reminded me of like that scene from Bridesmaids when she's driving into that huge mansion, and she's like grabbing like that champagne from that guy, you know, that kind of like drive-in and stuff like that. That's what it reminded me of. And so like literally they drive in, they show like the pool in the back, the grill area. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. Which is really interesting. I'm really curious about how they get these mansions. Like, are they aware, like the owners, about like the women who go into this house, like all the drama that happens? But I'm pretty sure maybe it's like, you know, they get a big check from it, so that's why they're like, yeah, for sure, use the house, destroy it if you have to, as long as if you pay for it. So then we get into the whole room situations. You know, they start rooming people. So basically, Rolly is with Scotty. Biggie was first with Chrisean, but Natalie decided that Biggie can be with Tommy. So Biggie and Tommy are rooming together. Razor is with Lo. Kat is with Stunna. Which I forgot to mention that, you know, Kat went to check up on Stunna once they made it to the mansion. And so they had their little conversations about what transpired as well in the car. And so, yeah, Kat and Stunna are roommates. And then Natalie, of course, is by herself. She gets her own room for sure. And then Chrisean is with, I'm pretty sure, I don't think they mentioned it really, but I'm pretty sure she's going to be with her best friend, DJ Sky. By the way, when DJ Sky was introduced, do y'all see any resemblance with DJ Sky and Duffy? Like Duffy from Basketball Wives? Like, I honestly feel like DJ Sky is like the daughter of Duffy, or like a sister or something like that. Like, she just resembles Duffy to me. And the funny thing is both DJ Sky and Duffy are DJs. I don't know. I just found that pretty funny. So yeah, they all have their room situated, which is also kind of funny, because once you see inside the rooms, like all they have in the room is basically a queen bed. Like, and there's no other bed. Like, when they showed Rolly and Scotty's room, like there was a mattress on the floor, and so Rolly and Scotty were like, I'm not sleeping on that one, I'm sleeping on the queen bed. Like, what is this? I don't understand the premise of this. Like, what's the point of having like just one queen bed and having roommates? Like, are they supposed to really share a bed with one another? Like, I don't understand that, because I haven't seen really any drama between that. Or is that like the humor part of the show? I don't know. I'm like, I don't understand that. Why they even have that to begin with. So then the girls start saying about like, or not the girls, but Natalie starts mentioning about, that Tommy and Chrisean are still not at the mansion. She brings Biggie to her room and they start calling up Chrisean and Tommy. Chrisean, of course, is, already heading over, and she's a bit irked because, Natalie is instigating, in my opinion, about telling Rock about how all the other women found it like unprofessional, and that she isn't there with the group, that she's wasting everyone's time. And so, of course, Rock's feeling some type of way. And then they hit up Tommy. Tommy was like, I think, getting ready to head over, but she was like getting her hair done or something like that. And so Tommy's going to be heading over as well soon. So then the next scene plays where Chrisean and DJ Sky finally make it to the mansion. And Natalie's already getting Chrisean annoyed with the fact that she keeps saying, you're late, you're late, you're late. And Chrisean's like, why are y'all caring so much about me being late? Why do y'all care about where I'm at? Like, y'all mind your business, X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm going to say about this. And I said it in the first video. If there's someone in the group, if we all are under contract to do something together, and if we can't move on to the next thing because one person is not ready and they're continuously getting us late or not being prepared for the things that we have in store, like the activities list and the times and stuff like that we had to get ready, I'm going to get annoyed. Like I'm just like Lo, I'm going to get annoyed by that. We all are under contract. We all knew what this was for. We all had to put our businesses aside. I'm not understanding why is that there's someone else that gets an exception, and as well, they get to be late and we have to still wait for them. It's not something where like, okay, Chrisean is going to meet us at the mansion. Let's just get ready and go. You know what I'm saying? It's more of just like, okay, we have to wait for Chrisean now. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Like, that's affecting my own schedule. That's affecting my fun. That's affecting what I'm wanting to do. And so, of course, I have a problem with it. But I personally feel where I think Chrisean is actually very over the show. I think that I honestly think this is going to be her last season of being on Baddies. And I'm making that hypothesis because I noticed that one, Chrisean is coming late. And I also think that she may have been filming for her own show with Zeus, with that show with Blueface that they're both on. I forgot what it's called, Crazy in Love. So I do think they might have been filming at the same time. So, of course, that's why I think Zeus is making exceptions for Chrisean. I also think that because Chrisean was such a fan favorite, they really wanted Chrisean to be on this season because they were making a lot of money and getting a lot of views off of her. So they wanted Chrisean to be on this second season, but I don't think Chrisean wants to be there. So they try to, try to make it a little bit more fun and pleasing for Chrisean by bringing in one of Chrisean's best friends. And so they're like, hey, Chrisean, like we'll allow your best friend DJ Sky to be with you if you stay with us for a second season, and we'll also give you a fat check. We'll be very lenient when it comes to, or we'll be giving you more exceptions on certain things. That's my prediction about this. Like that's my hypothesis. Like I think that's what's going on. But at the same time, what I'm seeing on the show is that she's being late, she's not being considerate, and so it's, in my opinion, it's making me irked and agreeing with Lo about the situation. So then Natalie's calling for everyone to have a house meeting. And so all the women are heading down to the couch area. And next thing you know, we can't really see what happens, but apparently Stunna tries to get one on Biggie. And I don't think Stunna was able to, hit Biggie or anything like that. I think she might have missed, or security already stopped it before anything could happen. But yeah, Rolly and Biggie were trying to go after Stunna, but Stunna was separated, so nothing really happened during that. Stunna was placed into a different room. I think it was the living room area with Kat. And so she and Kat were in a different room compared to the other women who were in like sitting on the couch area. And so they started talking about like, what happened when it came to like the drama that transpired. And then Lo started sharing her thoughts about, the whole situation about lateness, about Chrisean not making it on time to the photo shoot, and also not, making it on time to get onto the Baddies bus. And she also mentioned about how, the whole situation with Stunna, that made a lot of like the photo shoot time to like, take longer than it should have, because Natalie and Racer didn't even get their photos done on time, even though they were already ready. And so there was just a lot of lateness and unprofessionalism, and Chrisean felt some type of way about, Lo London saying things like this about her being unprofessional and also being late, which resorted to Chrisean attacking Lo. Now, again, I think it was so dumb for Chrisean to even attack Lo. For what? Like, this is the thing as well, is that Chrisean likes to say that all these women want to give Chrisean like heated up and to react, but she's the one who can control herself and her behaviors. If you don't want these women to, get a reaction from you, then don't do anything. Don't attack. Don't fight. But I do think that Rock knows that that to get ratings, you need to fight. So I personally think that's what it is, but I just didn't like that Chrisean attacked Lo. Lo was speaking truth. I was on Lo's side on this situation. But yeah, basically the show was cut off after that. And we see on the next episode that, it's the continuation with Lo and Chrisean. Lo confronts Chrisean again to get a second round. It reminded me of like the season 2 with Persuasion and Chrisean, where Persuasion was saying that, oh, you snuck me, and they had a round 2, and then Lo got another round 2, and I don't know. I'm actually having my fingers crossed for Lo, but it doesn't look good from the little preview, and so, but we have to see. We have to check it out how that's going to look. Because you never know. Sometimes editing makes things look a certain way. And then we see the continuation between Stunna, Biggie, and Rolly, and then Tommy also shows up in the house. And so we see that Rolly and Stunna get a one-on-one with one another, but then everything transpires. I will say, though, that it looked like Stunna was managing things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she was winning the fight, but it looked like she was able to handle it. And I was pretty proud of Stunna. She just fought two strong women in that house. So I'm like, okay, Stunna, I see you. Like, I can't wait to see the next episode. This episode to me was, I felt like there was a lot of drag. It was a lot of talking, a lot of unnecessary scenes. I'm not a big fan of just a lot of talking. It's just like, I want to see people do more things. Like, it's cool to show the rooms. It's cool to, like just being able to talk a little bit about certain situations, maybe things that we haven't seen as an audience, but I want to see more things. I want to see the women go out. I want to see the women do activities. I want them to do things, not just being in a house doing nothing. I want to see funny scenes with one another. This one was just more of like just a lot of bad vibes in that house. Like, you could already feel the animosity between the women in that house from this second episode. But we'll see how it goes. I do think that the third episode is going to be so much better. The first one was definitely good. The second one, I would give it a mid. It was all right. But I think the third one's going to be pretty good once Tommy steps into that house, because I want to see what Tommy brings to this show. We didn't get to see her much this second episode, but I hope we get to see more of her in these coming episodes. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my opinions. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions about this second episode of Baddies. Did y'all enjoy it? Did y'all like it? Whose side are y'all on? Are y'all on Stunna's side? Are y'all on Tommy's side? On Biggie's side? On Rolly's side? And what about, the whole situation when it came to Lo and Chrisean? Whose side were you on? Did you agree with Lo, or did you agree with Chrisean? I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. Maybe y'all can convince me to switch sides. I'll never know. I'm open. And sometimes there's things that happen in the back scenes that I'm not aware about, that I'm like, oh, that makes sense why this happened then, But yeah, I hope y'all like this review. I hope y'all have a great rest of your all's weekend and week. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.